Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Calvin. Today we're going to be taking a look at Transport Fever 2. This is basically a modern take on Transport Tycoon, if you remember that game from the 90s. I'll quickly show the campaign mode. I won't actually play it, because we'll play the basically sandbox mode instead.
Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world.
Basically what this campaign is, it starts off with like an introduction, a little tutorial kind of thing in the first campaign, and then you move on to other like points of history where you've got to do specific tasks. Now, that's never been my thing with these type of games. I always like having like a big open world to just do my thing in. So yeah, what we'll do here is a free game mode. Now, this basically lets you just create your own world to play the game in. You got different sizes to choose from. You got different biomes to choose from. As you can see at the top, you got temperate, dry, and tropical, and they'll make the world look slightly different. Won't really affect much other than the look of the world. Tropical tends to have islands where the other two don't. And then you can start changing, how many hills there are, the mainland, the forests, and so on, how many islands there are. And you can even do the seed, as you can see here. So you can have a custom seed, which will make a custom world that will incorporate what you've chosen. You get to choose a start year, you get to choose the type of vehicles. Now, as you go through the game and go through the years, more technology will be unlocked. You don't have to research anything or anything like that. It's just a gradual pace that you'll get access to different vehicles. And you can also change the type of cargo the town's needs and basically the industry closure frequency and target density. When you start, you basically be free to kind of build where you want. There's no restrictions in this game. There's no like AI to play against or anything like that. There's not even any multiplayer to play against other people. That is one of the little downfalls of the game. It's just you trying to make some money, and it's kind of quite a relaxing thing, really. So if you're in, if you just want to chill out and dig into like a transport game like this, then it's perfectly fine for it. If you're looking for more of a challenge where you're playing against other AI or other players, then this is definitely not the game for you. So towns will have requirements like this guy here, Cirencester. It needs tools and machines. I think those little cogs are. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. Anyway, what you need to do is try and produce those and bring them to the town, and then the town will grow. And then the town will get more requirements the bigger it gets. I think up to 4 we chose at the start. We also set it to the easy difficulty level, so it's quite easy to make money. Things don't cost too much, so it's just a pretty chilled run, this one. The objective of the game is to make money. Now, to make money, you've got to supply resources to the places that need those resources. But to do that, you need railways, roads, vehicles to go along with that, and all those cost money. So it's a balancing act of trying to make more money than it costs to run those infrastructure, basically. If you look on the bottom left-hand corner here, that's how much money you've got. Here you can see your loans. You can take out more loans. You can see the costs of everything, and it breaks it all down. Obviously, I've got nothing built at the moment, so nothing costs anything. But here you could just get a breakdown of everything you need to do with your company that you start up. You can place the headquarters down, and it's just a quick way of like accessing your financial details about the company as well. I don't think it does much other than something that looks nice as you progress through the game. What I'll do now is I'll set up some production runs so I can start actually producing the stuff that the town needs. Every time you move a resource and take it somewhere else, it will make you money. So it's not just the end product that makes you money. It's whatever you're moving. So like these logs, if I take it up to the sawmill, when I drop the logs off at the sawmill, I'll make money from it. So you're always making money across the kind of the full length of the run of the resource. Well, that's the kind of aim anyway of the game, I guess. If there's no need for that resource, then the place won't accept it. What you then do is set up transport lines between depots. So here I'm going to create a line from the logging camp to the sawmill. So that's created there now. And I can basically then assign vehicles to that line, and what they'll do is they'll pick up logs from there and take it to the sawmill. Now, you can go into a bit of configuration of that and say, hey, wait for full load, only take half load, stuff like that, Once you've set up the trade routes or trade lines, whatever you want to call them, you've got to buy some vehicles. So you need to place a vehicle depot down. And here we're going to be transporting goods, so we need something that moves cargo, not people. So we'll buy a couple of these to put in place, and you can select them all and then select what line they go to. Once you've done that, the vehicles will then automatically basically leave the depot and start going across the line that you've assigned them to. So they're going to go here, pick up some wood and drop them off at the sawmill. All vehicles will start incurring costs the moment they leave the depot, and they won't make money until they've picked goods up and dropped them off somewhere. So don't be surprised if you see vehicles losing money until they've actually dropped off their goods for the first time. Now, if they have completed their trade runs and they're still losing money, then it's not efficient to be running those vehicles. And you've got to work out why. Well, yeah, once you have the trade routes all set up and going, the production industries like this here will start basically putting materials into the depot for the vehicles to actually pick up. And then what they'll do, the vehicles will pop them up to here, they'll drop them off, and then that place will start producing what it needs to produce. It will take a bit of time. They need to receive a certain amount of resources before they do start producing it. So I jumped ahead right here now just to show what happens when you get a bit further on. I've got a few different basically lines set up. I've got a train track here that is bringing people from one town to another and back and forth. These tend to make quite a lot of money. A good money maker early on for sure. And the train stations will only kind of pick up from a certain radius in the town. So you can then set up kind of like bus routes. So you pick up from other areas and take people on a bus to the train station. And in this little town there, I had all that set up. So it was making a bit of extra cash. I also have this ferry set up going from my main town to one of the islands, picking people up. Now, boats are very expensive, so you've got to make sure you get enough people going to those seaports to make money. Yeah, and then once you're kind of supplying your town with everything it needs, it will start growing, the buildings will start getting bigger, bigger industries will get built there as well. And eventually the town will start demanding kind of more goods as well. And like I mentioned earlier, we set it to 4, I think, to start with, so the cities can go up to requiring 4 goods to grow. But that there is a quick look at Transport Fever 2, guys. Now, I think it's one of the better transport type games out there. Now, it is missing some of their like components from the older games, like AI opponents or multiplayer, and I do kind of miss those. But I mean, if you want just a casual game just to try and build a transport empire, then this is definitely worth a look. It's a lot of fun. The game's got some depth as well to it. In the end, you know, as you go through the years, you get more technology, faster and faster vehicles that can take more cargo, planes. Yeah, there's a lot to it. And the devs, tell you the truth, throughout the years, have been releasing content to the game free of charge. So, you know, it's a pretty good dev team behind it as well. Plus, there's very good mod support for this via the Steam Workshop. So, you know, if you're into the modding your games and adding more content that way, then, you know, there's a lot of stuff there for you to choose from. I just want to say thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to see more videos like this, please just leave a like. I'll be releasing a video once or twice a week, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks all.